Zane Clodfelter with OttersTV, here with Mike Rizzitello. Glad you could join us here for the first installment of 2019 in our OttersTV studios, as you just called them.
Yeah.
First and foremost, as you kind of assess your game so far this year, we're approaching August. Where do you rank yourself?
I mean, it's been a good season, better than last year. So, I mean, that's always the goal, is just to keep getting better. So, I'd say I gotten better this year, and still a lot left to go.
You mentioned better than last year. Well, last year you were an all-star, but your batting average has gone up this year. What has been some of the reasons why that batting average has improved from this summer to last?
A little bit more opportunity, and I guess when I do get in there, it's really locking in on my preparation and approach, and I just think it's more focus on the things I can control rather than things I can't control, like not being in the lineup or hitting the ball hard and balls not falling in my way. So I think it's been really focusing on the things I can control rather than focusing on the things I can't.
For a baseball novice, what are some of those things specifically that you can control or that you really try to remember every time you go up to the batter's box?
My swing, seeing the ball, having an approach, hitting the pitches that I'm supposed to be hitting, and taking the pitches that I'm not supposed to be swinging at. Those simple things are really the only thing you can control, and there's so many other things that you can't. I think there's more things you can't control in the game than things you can, and I mean it kind of relates to every part of life. It's not just baseball. So I think anybody can relate to that, as far as you focus on the things that are out of your control, and you're not going to be too happy with your results.
Well, I guess something that also is in your control, start times. Is there a preferred time for you to, I guess, be able to see the ball at its best, to make contact? Do you like the morning games, the mid-afternoon games, or the night games?
That's a good question. I think the morning games, it's that shadow at our place that's tough. So the morning games, you're dealing with it later in the game, when the night games, you're kind of dealing with it sooner in the game. So I kind of like the late start, so you can get that out of the way. And plus, if I'm catching, I can get used to it quick. And the at-bats that matter the most are the ones at the end. So yeah. I'd like to see the ball then.
No, as would I. Now, baseball, there's a lot of players and even managers and coaches who talk about superstitions. Do you have any superstitions on an Otters game day, whether you're at home or on the road?
I have a lot.
Okay, give us a couple of the good ones.
All right. It's just, whatever I did the day, if I had a good game, whatever I did the day before, I'm doing it again. Actually, there was a funny conversation I had with a kid on Lake Erie. He was the shortstop at Lake Erie, and I had a butter coffee on the first game, and I had 2 hits and 3 RBIs in my first 2 at-bats, and I'm standing on second base, and I burped a little bit, and I told the shortstop, I was like, dude, I had some butter coffee. And he's like, dude, 2 hits. He's like, you got to have it again tomorrow. And I was like, get out of here, dude. Like, that's nothing to do. So the next day I didn't have one, and I told him, I was like, dude, I didn't have it today. He goes, no hits. I was like, nah, maybe 4 instead of 2. And I went 0 for 4 that day. So just keep it consistent, man.
And any others?
What else?
Socks? Any socks? Or you...
Yeah, so pregame, I have my socks tucked into my leggings.
Okay.
During the game, I have these pulled over my leggings. Yeah.
And you just if it works, if it works once, it'll work again,
yeah,
right?
I think on deck.
Okay.
Right before I walk up to the plate, I do this batting glove, then this batting glove, spin on my gloves, and I walk up with the barrel in my right hand. That's been my routine.
Is everybody taking notes? Because I'm taking notes, because now the next time I see Mike Rizzitello going to bat, I'm going to be paying close attention.
Yeah.
And then as we kind of get closer and closer to August, that's really the home stretch of the season. When do you as a player and when do your teammates really start to pay attention to the standings board that I know greets you guys each and every day when you have a home game here at the ballpark?
We've been paying attention to that all year. I guess the closer you get to the end, the more and more you start looking at it. I don't really have a specific time or date, but I mean, you're always looking at it until you clinch, you know? So I'd say pretty much every day you're just trying to focus on one day at a time and the task at hand, and I think the results will take care of itself.
Very, very good, yeah. Absolutely. He's Michael Rizzitello, and I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.